This is incredible. Twitch is free, man. It's just free comedy.
So even like the most maximalist position that people think happened is not even a remotely controversial incident. It's just like
It's just such a meme, you know? Like, I didn't do it, but if I did, it's fine. That's literally what is happening in this moment.
It doesn't matter anyways because he's already shown people that it's not a shock collar.
Oh my God. It's not a shock collar, but if it was, it's fine. But it's not. Unless it was, then it's fine. But it's not. I think. I really can't comment. Yeah, that's pretty accurate description of what we just witnessed.
This one piece of footage shows, actually, excuse you, this one tiny piece of footage shows here that there seems to be something on the back of the collar that we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape.
That we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape is what she just said. Like, we did it live on the stream. We just turned the contrast up on the screen. That is me. That's me. I did that shit. Yeah, I pulled his stream up and then I opened OBS and I just pulled the stream up and I put it in OBS and then I just turned the contrast up. That's it.
even the e-collars that do shock are unironically used to train like service dogs and shit.
Like, hello. You know, that's a bit sus. So he's denying that he used a shock collar, ostensibly because there would be a lot of people in his chat that just are principally opposed to shock collars. So he's denying that he used a collar because he doesn't want to, you know. But now we're in the stage of, you know, but if it was a shock collar, there would be nothing wrong with that. Like, to a normal person, I think that would set off some kind of an alarm bell. That would be like, that's a tonal shift that I don't really quite understand. Again, to a normal person, the reasonable reaction to that would be like, really? There's like a sequence of events. It's like, I don't know. I've seen somebody it's like a satire, or I don't know what it is. It's like a template. It's like, it didn't happen, but if it did, blank. And if it did, but it didn't, did blank. And then it did, and then it goes down like 7 times. And we're at the phase of, if it was a shock collar, there would be nothing wrong with that. Like, we're on that part of the phase.
They think it's like dog abuse in general. That's part of the reason why so many trainers have come out and been like, you guys are wrong. Like, shock collars are not like tasing the dog. It's like a TENS machine. I have literally fucking shocked myself in the past. Thank you. Shock collars are not wrong. I mean, they can be used in a wrong way for sure. Stop saying they don't understand. Yeah, we use an e-collar on our hunting dog. I've shocked myself. It's for his safety when hunting. Like, people don't.
That's so disgusting. Where can I see Hasan shock himself? Oh my God.
People don't understand because, like, a lot of people.
No judgment, but well, no judgment. That's fine. I've seen some things in my life, things you wouldn't believe. Okay. Look, I had an ex-girlfriend once upon a time who was very curious about polyamory, and I went on a miniature journey. Like, she went way far with that journey, and I just kind of dipped my toes in. But we went to this one sex party. It was a sex party. And I saw a guy strapped to a gurney, like strapped to it, while one guy was like tweaking his nipples and the other guy was shocking his balls. I saw that shit. I was like, wow, what's going on here? People just do that, I guess. Is this a magic show? What's going on here? I saw that shit. I was like, huh. You know, this is San Francisco, California. So you're shocked, but you're kind of not shocked at the same time. You're like, well, if there's any city where this shit is going on, it's probably a lot of that, more of that here in San Francisco.
Dogs need structure. They need to work. They need to be like.
So this is kind of like, can there ever be combinations for logical fallacies? Because this feels like a combination of a Mott and Bailey and a straw man. So the Bailey would be shock collars are okay. And then when people are like, no, what the fuck? Why would you? No, shock collars are not okay. You go to the Mott, and the Mott is, it's good to train your dogs. No, nobody said it was bad to train your dogs. It was about your particular methods. But then he turns it into, did I reverse the order again? The bail is the thing that you bail from, right? That's what you guys told me.
They need to work. They need to be like very active. They need to get that out of their
like, nobody said you shouldn't train your dogs. You know, nobody's making that argument as far as I can tell.
Fucking system. And not only that, but also in an effort to train them, a lot of the literally the disability dogs, the service dogs, get fucking e-collar trained with like a what you would call a shock collar.
She just has nothing She has nothing to add to this. She doesn't have any like opinions or thoughts about him saying that shock collars are actually like good, in fact.
Yeah, it's so even like the most maximalist position that people think happened is not even a remotely controversial incident. It's just like
it's just such a meme, you know, like I didn't do it, but if I did, it's fine. Like that's literally what is happening in this moment.
I was not even angry at Kai. I was just fucking angry at the situation of my internet being cut out, and I just had a fucking shitty moment. It is what it is. You know? It was something that I also recognize as well. It was just awful. They are wrong. The leading animal behavior organizations oppose them. You guys are spreading misinformation right now.
Hasan's confused me. Is he saying it's an e-shock collar? I know it's not, but he said it so poorly. No, he was saying that like there are trainers that use shock collars for dogs. And now
now she's got to like adapt to this new information, right? You know, he's saying that e-collars are fine. What he's saying. And so now she's got to adapt to this new kind of thing, right? So like, how's she going to navigate this?
okay. Sorry, I'm reading chat messages.
Yeah, no shit.
Now I tried. Whoa, holy shit! I decided to go out of my way and like look into dog training and like what dog trainers say about collars in general.
Okay.
I had a Biden moment. I should go. And I haven't had a dog, so I can't comment on like what I think would be the best thing. And I'm not a dog trainer, so I can't comment on what would be the best thing.
I mean, I feel like I swear to God, I would have to go through like an hour of her VOD right before this, but I'm pretty sure, like, isn't the whole point of defending him against the claim that he used a shock collar? Isn't that itself a like evidence that you don't like think that it is appropriate? Otherwise, what is this even all about? You know what I mean? Okay, now hold on. Now I have to like, I do think she said like shock collars are bad. I could be wrong. I do think she said that.
There is not a shock collar in the world. In the world.
That's just, okay. They're doing the whole like, the hair is too long. There's no way you could do that.
Also, who has a dog.
All right, this was the last thing. I haven't seen this one.
I actually have authority to speak on this as someone who has a dog that
You just don't. You just don't have authority to make the claim that you're about to make.
looks almost identical to Kaya. Hi, big boy. His name's Odin. He needs a bath, but Odin. There is not a shock collar in the world.
That's just not true.
In the world. Also, Hasan is absolutely right about their joints. My big guy's already had to have surgeries on both of his elbows. Now, I let my big boy roam around, but
I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is like that lie in particular is so ridiculous. It's so easy to just like, if you just Google like how to do a shock collar on a long-haired dog, there's like hundreds of videos. Like no one has ever made this claim before this controversy that it's just impossible to use shock collars on long-haired dogs. Like this is just, it's not based on anything.
I have rugs up and carpets. And
This was the other reason why people being like, vibration collars are wrong. It's like, bro, have you ever been around a big ass dog? If you've been around a big ass dog before, you know that they have the thickest necks on the planet. They are barely feeling a vibration collar. The vibration.
That is just not. My understanding is that dogs have like a lot more nerve endings in their neck. Is that true? Dogs have sensitive necks because they have, yes, dogs do have more sensitive necks due to the higher number of nerve endings in that area. The neck is rich in nerve endings, making it highly sensitive area to touch. Gentle rubbing can stimulate these nerves. Do they have like more nerve endings than human beings? Like per, like, I don't know, per capita? I don't know how you express that. Like, I think you would just generally ask, like, do dogs have more nerve endings in their necks than humans do?
Collar is just a reminder. It's like the lightest vibration they can even feel because of how, like, no one, it's so crazy to me. I get people being upset about shock collars. Okay, that makes sense. I understand that.
I get people being upset about shock collars. Okay. Boom. All right, fine. There we go. That'll be the thing.
People being upset about vibration collars, like, you are fucking cooked. Your brain is so cooked. On a dog that big, the idea that a vibration collar is causing harm is fucking insane to me. Your phone vibrating in your pocket is going to be felt more than a
Well, again, it's not necessarily like the physical pain. It's just more like jolting them and then not properly contextualizing it with positive reinforcement is what we've read 1,000 different ways. in the last few days of like looking this shit up.
Vibration collar on a dog that big's neck.
I mean, what she's saying just doesn't make any logical sense. I mean, I don't know how to make sense of that.
I had someone claim that the vibration collar was triggering dog PTSD of past shock collars. I mean, that would be true if like a dog was previously abused with a shock collar, but like
It sounds like she's saying that shock collars are abusive, or maybe that's what she's saying, or maybe she means in just specific contexts.
People literally seen Kai grow up as a puppy to what she is now, an adult dog.
In every room.
I mean, that's also a really insane thing because, you know, you see the dog on stream. You fucking have no idea what's going on off stream, right?
Because hard floors are harder on their joints. Hip dysplasia is a real thing in these types of breeds. It's not abuse. He is not abusing his dog. Also, she's part chow, and chows are lazy as hell.
This shit is so parasocial and crazy to me, man. That's just nuts, right? But now when we go back to a VOD of hers from like the next day, she's like, well, actually, I looked into shock collars, guys.
I have seen people like what dog trainers say about collars in general. I had a Biden moment. I should go. And I haven't had a dog, so I can't comment on like what I think would be the best thing. And I'm not a dog trainer, so I can't comment on what would be the best thing. I have seen people talk about whether or not shock collars are effective, and there are a lot of dogs.
You're not being parasocial. You've been covering this debunked story for days. What do you think parasocial means? I don't know if you know what that word means.
Dog trainers that refuse to use them completely and entirely, and that they think that you shouldn't use them. And then I've seen other dog trainers say that there are rare instances where it makes sense. I don't even have collars on my cats, so I can't comment on what method is the most effective for training whatever particular dog.
Hasan's hot. Oh, I'm gonna fuck him.
I mean, it sure seemed like in the clip from the day before she was saying that shock collars are bad. That's how I interpreted what she meant.
Is it? Okay, Ethan, calm down. I'm sure, much like anything else, you can still cause harm.
You can just.
I'm sure you can.
You can see her like struggling to adapt, right? You know, it was like the position the day before was like shock collars are bad, and now it's like, well, maybe they're good sometimes, but I don't. You know, like you can tell she's kind of struggling with it.
Sorry, I'm like want to get all my words correct before I get fucking clipped and posted.
She's like having trouble navigating this because I don't think she just wants to come out and say what Hasan said, which is that shock collars can be good, or, you know, they can be really useful. I don't think she feels comfortable like fully committing to that. But she also doesn't want to contradict Hasan, who just said that they can be kind of okay. And so she's in a little bit of a pickle in this moment, right?
You can still cause harm. I'm sure you.
It's like, fuck, what do I say? What do I think?
You can, sorry, I'm like want to get all my words correct before I get fucking clipped and posted. I'm sure there are lots of dog owners that use shock collars to abuse their dogs. 100%. 100 million %. Positive reinforcement is all a person needs unless maybe some fringe case. Listen, I'm not going to, again, I've had friends who like, they've told me that their dog is such a creature from hell. They have like a tiny little, it's one of those tiny fluffy dogs. I forget the name of the dog. I don't think it's a Chihuahua. It's some other thing. And they've given their dog to like 10 different dog trainers, and they're all like, I can't train your dog, bro. It's a Pomeranian. Yeah. A friend of mine has a Pomeranian. They're like, I can't train this dog. This dog is a freak. Your dog has a problem. Okay. Not one that I can do. Not one that I can fix. Excuse me. Don't look what dog trainers saying. They're saying every dog trainer uses shock collars are going off of outdated information. There's scientific evidence that they're more effective than. No, the question is not about whether or not they're more effective. It's about whether or not there are ever instances that you would need to or want to. Again, it's not really like I literally.
She's just short circuiting here. I think she's just like totally short circuiting here because she's trying to kind of say two things at the same time. You know what I mean? And she just says, it's just, and you can just tell like her brain is just like, oh, you know? So I feel like she's just landing on like it's the thing. It's like, whatever, you know? And then she'll just, like,
I don't even use collars on my cats. So, and I've trained, all of you guys know, people think you can't train your cats. You absolutely can train your cats. You just only can train them with like positive reinforcement. Some chatters said you can do it with negative. I've never tried that. I only use positive reinforcement because my understanding was cats only respond to positive reinforcement. I train my cats to understand shoulder. And if I do this, they'll jump on my shoulder on command. So my cats are trained. And I have trained them to, it's just the way that you train cats.
My cats are not trained. Two of them are perfect cats that don't, there's like never any problems. The only thing is like Arya, our thick queen, who has lost a little bit of weight actually. She's just like the most affectionate, curious, loving cat ever in the history of cats. And then Clem is like very chill, very sassy. Like the way that she lets you know that she is hungry is she will walk up to you and just go, ah! Ah! She just screams at you, which is kind of annoying at like 7:30 a.m. And then the boy, he is just a violent, but simultaneously very sweet and affectionate. Like when he's in the right mood, he's very mercurial, I think is a good word for it. You know, like you never know when he's just going to be the cutest, most affectionate, most loving cat ever. And when he's just going to fucking like give you a scar along your arm because we forgot to clip his nails that week or something.
Cats is you don't let them do the thing that you don't want them to do. And you positively reward them when they let you do things that they don't want, like cut their nails, or when you want them to do things that are fun. Like again, I can, what is it called? I've trained my cat to jump on my shoulder before, and they still do it if I ask them to. Super cat, prove it. They're not here. I'm not gonna like go and grab one of them.
So now she's like found a way to like sidestep the whole, you know, am I saying shock collars are okay or not? So she just like, she found a way to just shift the conversation to about her cats, right? And so I doubt she's gonna resume the thread. We'll see.
I've trained my cat. I've trained my cat to stop eating people food, which was very huge for me because I told you guys this yesterday and multiple times before, but when I got this cat, the second cat, he would literally like fucking climb you like a fucking tree, balance on your arm like a balancing beam just to eat the food off your fork. And the crazy thing about it too is he does.
We were talking about shock collars. What are your thoughts on shock collars?
Didn't have what he didn't like to eat, which like who over and over and over again for years. And now, and like a lot of like, because you can't punish the cat because then it doesn't really understand myself as he meows. He'll like walk over and goes and like walks over and sits down. Roll over. Cats, if you guys want to see cool shit. I got that with Fetch. My cats, I didn't train them to fetch. They just both like, it's really cool that you can train cats to do.
Damn, that was smooth, man. She just like shifted the conversation to one about her cats. And now we're just off the thread about the morality of shock collars, which is a tricky position for her because Hasan just said they were fine. And so she's, you know, like,
moving on. Yeah. The thing is,
oh my God, dude, she is short circuiting, man. She just does not know how to fucking handle this new information. Isn't this kind of fascinating? Like if I was like a psychologist, right? You know, like I feel like there's just obvious avoidance going on in this moment. Like she's just either consciously or unconsciously avoiding having to like weigh in on what she just heard him say.
Moving on. Yeah. The thing is, let me think what I wanted to say here.
Oh my God, you guys. This is amazing.
Positive reinforcement people are simply wrong. Like, do they?
When in doubt, just fucking change the subject, right?
They never say no. No is negative reinforcement. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think when people say negative reinforcement, they're trying to invoke like punishment rather than anything else. But anywho, what was I trying to say?
Nobody knows.
Oh yeah, I'm sure with dogs do respond to negative reinforcement, and negative reinforcement can be like, you know, saying no or denying them something positive that they otherwise would have gotten. Or and again, technically,
this is fucking incredible. This shit is hilarious. Twitch is free, man. It's just free comedy.
There's positive punishment, negative punishment, positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, right? It's just people call negative reinforcement colloquially, not psychologically. People call negative reinforcement anything negative. So if I use the appropriate psychology terms, other people are like, well, no, that's that. Colloquially, that's what we call this. So I'm just going to use the colloquial terms. But anywho, if you're denying them something or you're, you know, putting them in like the gay baby jail, putting them in timeout or whatever. Yeah. Moving on. The thing that frustrates the shit.
She just gave up on it, you know? Like, I feel like she was really racking her brain. She's like, okay, think of something. Then she did like 4 deflections to like buy time or whatever. And then eventually she just fucking gave up. She's like, moving on. You know, I don't know. She just fucking gave up, you know?
Shit out of me is like a bunch of people commenting on like a dog. People, the fact that people feel so comfortable saying that this dog is being abused, having never met the dog, having only gone off of like 10 seconds of footage, 10 seconds of footage compared to the hundreds of hours of footage.
I mean, what is this logic? If I saw, you know, if I hung out with a couple for 100 hours collectively, and then one time I saw the wife like slap the husband across the face, I wouldn't be like, well, that doesn't count. There's hundreds of hours. You know, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
And being like, no, that dog is definitely being abused. It's like, that's crazy. That's actually insane. That's actually insane.
I think it's more the shocking specifically. I could be wrong, but I just can't with the pauses.
Certain people get mad even if you just yell at your dog, like, bro, we're getting wild. Yeah. You don't train your cats, you talk to them and explain why it's important. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. The most annoying thing is just like people who don't have dogs and people who don't even give a shit about animals, like Asmongold, doing this faux outrage about what is and what is not acceptable for a dog.
Wait, didn't she say that she doesn't own dogs? I don't understand why you need to own a dog to... Okay.
It's like, you don't even give a shit. You don't even care about this. Why the fuck are you even commenting? You don't even care about animals. I don't even understand why you're pretending to for a moment. That's what's so crazy about it. These people jumping on a bandwagon based off of nothing. There are thousands of hours of footage of Hasan and Kaya out there. Yeah. Campaign was bad faith to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's it. Yep. 100%. Yeah. This is
Here's a whole playlist of
that's 2
sorry, I
times
thought you were
speed. That was 2 times speed, by the way.
doing a sarcastic bit of like, here's a full playlist of Kaya being abused, and it's like videos of just Hasan and Kaya.
It's just, there's no logic to this. There's like no logic. Like, none of this makes any sense. Like, what you're saying makes no sense. Like, there being a lot of videos of Hasan and Kaya hanging out or whatever, that doesn't change what people saw, right?
If you want to completely finish with the collar nonsense, made a good video. It's actually really good. I mean, again, there was like a good, like, Sasha Gray put out a really good video, genuinely. It was like a really short 4-minute video on all of this. That's kind of like unbeatable. And I'm commenting here based off of, what's it called? Trainers that I've spoken to, who, there are some animals that are just harder to train. There are some pets that are just more difficult to train. Then they just take more time to train them to do something. For whatever particular reason, right? Maybe their breed is just like a little more feisty. Maybe that their personality is just a little bit more anti-authoritarian, you know, whatever particular reason. And I will say, as someone who's spoken to someone who has a dog, and they're like, I literally can't find a trainer that will train my fucking dog. I can't. Every single person that gets my dog is like, your dog is from hell. Good luck. And after like a week, they give up.
Okay. What point is she making here? Where's she going with it? It seems like she's like walking to, like, kind of walking right up to the line of saying it's understandable to use some shock collars in some, for some dogs. Like, it sounds like that's, I don't know, like, where she's going with this thread.
Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this stupid Pomeranian fuck. And then all he does is just hurt himself when I'm not there, make a mess, bark at everyone all the time, and no trainer will take no trainer will take my fucking dog.
Okay.
And other dogs are just like, I think like Boston Terriers, from the people I know who've had Boston Terriers, like Boston Terriers are just like really nice, friendly dogs. You still have to train them, obviously, but they're just so not mild-mannered, but like they just like people so much that they're a good, safe pet to get, a good, safe dog to get. So yeah, there's just temperament or disposition, yeah. And like apparently, and every single Boston Terrier I've met, I will admit, they just like want to give you love. They just do want to give you love. That's it. They're just like, it's like, you are so ugly in like a kind of cute way. They do have a lot of energy though. They do. The thing that you have to train them not to do is like fucking try and climb every single person that you ever introduce them to.
Okay.
Explaining logic to people who've left logic behind a long time ago is a special type of insanity. Yeah. Yeah.
She's saying, hold on.
Use them to. Explaining logic to people who've left logic behind a long time ago is a special type of insanity. Yeah.
What logic? Like, what logic are we even talking about here? What logical argument is she? I don't even know what she said this entire video. It just seems like she goes on these non sequitur rants, and like, not that I'm judging. Listen, we do that a lot here, but
Yeah.
she's saying, hold on. What logic are we even talking about here? What logical argument is she? I don't even know what she said this entire video. It just seems like she goes on these non sequitur rants, and like, not that I'm judging. Listen, we do that a lot here, but.
Yeah. Anywho. So yeah, I'm sure that like some dogs you can just do positive reinforcement and it works great and you don't have to do anything else. And wow, excellent, wonderful. And I'm sure there are other dogs where like it's a little bit more effort and time. I can't comment on shock collars. I think a lot of people rightfully don't really like shock collars because they don't like the image that it invokes. I've seen some people talking about how like because certain dog breeds are so big, like have you guys seen a Great Dane?
It's just, she's like, I've seen people, she's just talking about Hasan clips. Like there's clips of Hasan talking about like how with big dogs you need to be more careful and have them be like properly trained. And she phrases it like, you know, I've talked to so many people that have said, like we all saw the clips, you know, like
Next to a human being.
so she really, I mean, it took her about 17 minutes, right? Like she really didn't know how to navigate that. Like this new clip of Hasan saying like, you know, even if you took the maximal position that I used the shock collar, there wouldn't be anything wrong with that because shock collars are fine, is basically what he said. And then it took her like 17 minutes to come up with something. And what she landed on was like, I can't really comment on them because I just, you know, it sounded like that's what she decided to go with there.
So anyways, yeah, like all that was to say, like the structure of like different dogs is going to be different. I know, crazy. Different dog breeds are going to have different levels of neck meat, as Hasan likes to say. So I think when people are like imagining shock collars, they're imagining it on like a little chihuahua, and that seems crazy. To be honest with you, I don't even think you can train chihuahuas to do anything. I think chihuahuas just like live in rage until they die.
Okay, so she's fine. She's kind of like nudged herself. So now it seems like the position is, I can understand them being used on bigger dogs, but not smaller dogs, which is like a new kind of evolution of her logic, it seems.
Which like honestly kind of based. But again, I'm not going to comment. I think people, again, rightfully have it invokes a terrible image to think of like an animal getting shocked. Like nobody really likes that.
Translation, you know, if you would have asked her, do you think shock collars are ethical two fucking days ago, she would have said no, ew, no. Like obviously. And then she sees this clip of Hasan saying the thing and she's like, well, I can't really comment, you know. And she's still kind of trying to have her cake and eat it too. Where it's like, I don't like seeing, you know, it makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I
don't like it. I don't like the idea of it. But I also understand that like it's weird for me to say something beyond that. If that makes sense. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. What do you think about him agreeing that he should wear a shock collar for donations to a charity? He should. Will XQC pay the 50K? That's a great question. I'm gonna go with no, he won't.
No. I think he said he would pay him 50K if he wore the collar and then got shocked by it, right?
Right. Yeah. Anywho, on that topic. It doesn't matter anyways because he's already shown people that it's not a fucking shock collar.
Oh my God. She just gave her psyche like a release valve there, you know? Like she was really struggling for like 20 minutes to like figure out how to react to what he said. And then I don't really think she landed on anything firm, you know? And so to cap it all up, she goes, but you know, none of that matters because he showed us the collar and
So why won't he admit that he vibrated her? What are you talking about? He did. What?
He did? It's just so funny, man. Like it's just so clear what's happening in this moment for her. The whole thing is so funny, man. Like she didn't have to watch the clip. She could have just avoided watching the clip and then she could have avoided all this like stammering and like struggling to figure out like what she believes or what she feels like she has to say to sort of like properly defend Hasan, but then also maybe not like, you know, maybe not fully commit to his position of shock collars being okay. And then she just struggles for 20 minutes and then just lands on, but we saw the collar, so everything's fine. Like that's like ultimately what she's like, all right, we just got to end this. It's not a shock collar, but if it was, it's fine, but it's not. Unless it was, then it's fine, but it's not. I think I really can't comment. Yeah, that's pretty accurate description of what we just witnessed. I mean, she just really struggled with that, you know? Like she really struggled with it.
What was I going to say?
Nobody
Still
knows.
Vibrating scared the dog.
Like you really can tell, like she really is conflicted. Like she's genuinely conflicted, but she's masking it as like contempt. You know, it's like she just doesn't really know. Like, well, if I push back too far on that, then there's going to be a ton of people, you know, coming out with like 15-minute videos about how vibration collars like scared dogs. Like, you can tell she's just like
Still vibrating scared the dog. I'm not even gonna comment on that. I have no words. Anyway.
I mean, why is that controversial? The idea that a vibration could scare a dog. I mean, it doesn't seem so wild to me, right?
Anyways, the shit that I've seen online is like, and this is coming from someone who I don't like the idea of a shock collar. I really don't like the idea of a shock collar. I like the idea of like anyone having shock collars. I don't like the idea of anyone using shock collars. But I also recognize that I'm not a dog trainer, so I genuinely don't know if there are any instances where you should. And I'm sure that if you just fucking turn a shock collar up to the fucking max on a little chihuahua, you're gonna cause it severe pain. I'm sure. And I'm sure that people abuse shock collars and do abuse their dogs. I mean, people abuse their dogs without even having shock collars or needing shock collars. And I'm against shock collars again because I don't like the idea of people being able to just fucking shock their dogs on command. But it also seems bizarro for me to say that like no one has ever used this product correctly ever in the past before ever. I can say this confidently as someone who's never had dogs and isn't a dog trainer. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, literally like the day before you were saying the shock collars were bad. And now after you watch a Hasan clip of him saying that they can be good, you're like, well, I just don't even know anymore, right?
I don't know what the correct neck meat ratio to like zap scale is for it to be ethical. I don't fucking know. I just know that I don't like the idea of a shock collar.
Okay. Well, there's a firmer position. Still a little squishy.
I don't like the idea of anyone having a shock collar. If Hasan had a shock collar for Kaya, and Kaya seems already so mild-mannered, so I don't know why she would even need a shock collar. Like, she doesn't seem like the type of dog that would need one. But I don't own Kaya. Like, I'm not her trainer.
Now kind of like leaving some room for if he does have one, you know, maybe I'm okay with it, you know?
Also, you didn't even say the vibrating kind of clip, just that the collar vibrates. Oh, okay.
But you notice how far removed we are from the whole like dew claw theory. We are so past that at this point. Now we're getting into like, if he had one, would it be bad? Which probably not a great sign, right?
There's also zero evidence of shock collar. You know, this one piece of footage here is this one piece of footage shows, actually, excuse you, this one tiny piece of footage shows here that there seems to be something on the back of the collar that we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape.
That we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape is what she just said. There's no way. Like, we did it live on the stream. We just turned the contrast up on the screen. Like, we did it. We did, like, for those of you that were in chat, we took a fucking Gyazo screenshot of his stream, the moment where he pulled it up, and then just put it. Hey, hold on. Don't I have it already? Wait, hold on. It's right there. That is me. That's me. I did that shit. That's what it was. Yeah, I pulled his stream up and then I opened OBS and I just pulled the stream up and I put it in OBS and then I just turned the contrast up. That's it. That's all I did. And you saw it was just like an identical, it looked exactly like this because that's all you did. I think the other people might have turned up the brightness a little bit as well as the contrast. But she's saying this is like a Photoshop, but okay.
There seems to be something on the back of the collar that we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape. So this altered pic shows tape. It must clearly be covering prongs. It's so insane. All right. Funniest part is right-wing dog trainer.
I think, listen, I don't know if we should continue. Look, I think we got the gist of it here, guys. But like, if there's anything that, if there's any lesson that we can derive from like the last like 5 days, I don't know. When was that? October 7th? Was that 5 days ago? Yeah. It's like, this is a really cautionary tale, I think, on the perils of standing creators, of putting people up on a pedestal. Because I think there's a lot going on. Like when you think about the psychology of someone who is like defending Hasan with the October 7th stuff, you're up against like a couple different things. Well, really like a few different things, right? Like people that form a parasocial relationship with the creators that they watch, where they feel like it's more of a two-way street when in reality it's just one-way street basically. But you feel like there's a bond there, like a more meaningful bond. So when you stand someone and you have like a parasocial relationship with them, you know, you're going to be, you kind of work reverse when it comes to logic. Like when you're trying to do like a logical deduction, you're going in reverse. And so instead of, here's a video and it really looks like Hasan shocked their dog, but that's really difficult to believe because, you know, he's such a great and virtuous person who like loves Kaya. You sort of go in the other direction. So you start with like, he's just so great and virtuous and so good with Kaya. Therefore, it's impossible that he shocked his dog. And then that kind of logic, that if A, then B, overrides your basic sensory perception. You can just see something and it's very, very clear, but you logic your way out, or you like reverse logic your way out of trusting your own eyes because of that like parasocial bond, right? And then also there's the community aspect of it, right? So like for a lot of people, being a Hasan fan is like a big part of their identity. They see themselves in that way. Like it's a way that they define themselves. And like, especially when you're young, and this is me, I am not qualified to like get into the psychology of being a young adult. I can only go off of my experience of being a young adult. But for me, being a young adult was very confusing. There was a big question of like, well, who am I? Like I knew who I was in high school. I was like this class clown, you know, and I had my whole like friend group there. And I had a pretty decent sense of like what I was about at that time. And then I became like 18, 19, 20, 21. And those were really confusing years for me because I was like, I don't even know who I am, because I know I'm not like that high school kid. And so I can imagine feeling like a community like that, or being a part of a community like that, gives you kind of like maybe it helps you psychologically to sort of better define yourself. And so that is threatened. I think when something like this happens, that's threatened. But that community is such a big part of your identity. So you're going to naturally, your brain is going to want to push it away somehow. Right. And then there's also like the political ideology of it. Right. So like you come to this new conclusion about yourself, like I am a radical leftist. That's who I am. And then that's kind of tied with like everything, like with the community and with the song. And so like these are really powerful, I think, forces. And so it's kind of mind blowing to see so many people that are like laughing this off and just dismissing it, even though it's just like a very obvious situation of what's happening. You're kind of like dumbfounded, like, what am I looking at right now? But when you really think about it, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense that there's some resistance. Like people are going to try to come up with these coping mechanisms to avoid confronting a really disruptive reality or fact or whatever. Which, all that to say, I think this is a really important cautionary tale against like standing people in that way. Like you should never put a celebrity or a content creator or a politician, some like noteworthy person, like you should never put people like that on a pedestal and then forge so much of your own identity as being a part of that. You know what I mean? That's a very like long-winded roundabout way of talking about cognitive dissonance, which is what we're talking about, right? Like holding two conflicting, contradictory ideas in your head at the same time. That becomes so much more likely, which is irrational, and it becomes so much more likely when you stan a creator in this way. And I just think this is just the perfect example of like, this is what can happen if you're not careful. Not that dissimilar from MAGA to me. You know, there's a lot of overlap in my opinion. He's just gotten really good at sort of conditioning his audience to manufacture certain narratives. He's just gotten really good at it, you know? So if anybody is attacking him, it's because of Islamophobia. It's because they're ultra-Zionists and he's super pro-Palestinian. It's because they're jealous of him, how hot he is and how rich he is. It's because they're corrupted by his enemies, usually destiny. Like he's really good. Like he's gotten into the groove of that, right? Like I've seen this clip before. You know, he's very practiced at it. He's been at it for years now. And so he knows what works. He knows what deflections he can use that are really reliable, that just work basically every time.
You have an animal that you are taking care of. You have a literal fucking slave. And not just like a slave, but you have a literal fucking slave that you shackle, okay? Every fucking day, pull from their neck and take him wherever the fuck you want to take him to. And on top of that, you fucking neuter your slave. So your slave can't have more slaves. And you have the slave for just personal consumption, just like making yourself feel better.
Look, I'm not going to comment on that. You know, maybe he's doing like a bit. I really don't know. I don't really know the context, but don't stand people, guys. That's the lesson. Don't stand people. We don't have to worry about that in this community. I'll tell you what. You guys have given me like psychological disorders. You guys seem to operate with the intention of making me feel self-conscious. Just don't stand people. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. Then you're going to end up in this shit situation where you got to say this stupid shit. Like it's photoshopped. You got to say really dumb shit. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.